So, we're going to Torghast. Big fat chamois. I was like, that's a random daily. I bet you it's a Blingatron. Yep, it's a Blingatron. I'm not so sure how strong I would be soloing Blood. I'd be really happy if there was another Jaina player. Let's see. I'm just checking. I doubt it. But, yeah. No. Shit, I don't remember which one I did. Oh, I hope that one doesn't disappear. Oh, okay. So, yeah, Skuldus. Skuldus need DPS. Sign up. Okay.
Yo,
Yo,
what's going on? What are you doing?
I'm running Torghast.
How much have you done already?
I'm about to start my last one. I'm already grouped up.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Well, technically I need two more, but one's the Jaina quest.
On which character? I'm assuming you're a warlock.
Death Knight.
Jane is like the first person you have to save. I thought you already went past that.
Karn's the first person you have to save. No, Bane's the first person you have to save.
I think Jane is either the middle or the last person then.
Yeah, because then it's Thrall and then it's Anduin.
So I've been playing a lot of Warzone lately.
How's that going?
I've come to the conclusion that all the Cold War guns are terrible and aren't worth it.
Oh, the Cold War guns are bad? They got
Yes.
rebalanced, didn't they?
No, it's just that you can't you can't compensate for any of the recoil.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at long ranges. So if you want like 50 meters and out kind of gun,
Yeah.
like an all-rounder,
Yeah.
you need a different gun.
Okay.
The only thing that they're worth it is like a couple of them have like extremely high rates of fire.
Yeah.
So they're really good if you stick them in somebody's belly and shoot them.
Uh-huh.
you're gonna win every single time. Within like, I would say within like 20 meters, you're gonna win. It's the FFAR.
Uh-huh.
It's the one that shoots like faster than almost every submachine gun.
Yeah.
And within like, I want to say within 30 meters, you're gonna win every fight unless they have the same gun as you.
Yeah.
But not every fight takes, happens in that, and you're not always like shooting at the same time, face to face,
Yeah.
So if you want an all-rounder, you need a fucking Warzone gun or Modern Warfare gun.
When they brought in the new guns, it reset everything, right?
When they, what do you mean? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a new season. They like completely redid the season.
But if I went back, would I still at least have my attachments, or do I gotta start over?
Oh no, it didn't reset anything like that. It just reset like
the ranks.
Yeah, it reset the battle pass and that's it. They added prestige, but it doesn't fucking mean anything now.
Okay.
It's worth it. Unfortunately, it just pisses me. It just kind of makes, because the guns don't even feel the same. Like if you play Cold War, because the guns feel great in Cold War. The Cold War guns.
Yeah.
Because there is one in the battle pass. It's like you get really early, like at rank 15 on the battle pass, and it feels amazing in Warzone, or not Warzone. It feels amazing in Cold War. In Cold War, it feels great. You can get enough attachments, and the recoil is non-existent. But once you try to, because the attachments aren't 1-to-1, and the recoil is not 1-to-1 from Cold War to Warzone.
Yeah.
And plus, none of the maps in Cold War have like 100 meters.
Yeah.
Or like bigger than 100 meters. Even if they are, that's from edge of the map to the edge of the map, and most of the time you're in the middle, so you only need like 25 meters or something like that. Even sniping's a lot shorter, but I heard some of the Cold War snipers are pretty decent.
Yeah.
But it's just not the same. Like the recoil is way different in Warzone, so it's not, to me, it's not worth it.
Speaking of not worth it in Call of Duty, my little brother got a PS5.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
I'm fine with it. In my head, I'm waiting for like the PS5 Pro with like 2 terabytes of memory and Pro, whatever,
I'm not gonna lie. I understand you, and I follow the same logic.
Because I'm enjoying World of Warcraft, so I'm in no rush. I do want a PS5 because there's games I want to play, like RE8 and Horizon Zero Dawn, and even that Miles Morales game. I'm not a big fan of him, but I want to play it.
I heard it wasn't even like a.
It's like a
really,
DLC or spin-off.
Yeah. It's not a real.
It's like an expansion.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, but there's still games I want to play, right? So here's the issue with my little brother getting a PS5. He's a Call of Duty player. Aside from load times, it's not different. It's like he bought a Ferrari, but he's keeping it in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
He's not putting.
Is the load time slower or faster than yours?
It's faster. It's faster, but like, this baby's got horsepower. Use it, man.
Yeah, but how much faster than yours?
He loads in instantly. Like, there's like a 5-second gap before anyone else loads into the maps before he does, because it's still cross-platform.
Oh, yeah, but you don't even know how it is on the computer, because you don't have it on the computer, do you?
Oh, yeah, I don't play with him. I just see it.
Oh, then when you played on PS4?
Yeah, then when he played on PS4.
Oh, okay. I was just like, well, you don't even have it on. What are you comparing it to? I was just like, oh, that's what I was confused about.
Okay, yeah, because I see him load into the map, and like, he looks around, and no one's there, and then everyone starts popping in. He has like a full 5-10 seconds to himself on every map.
Yeah, I mean, That's how it is on the computer. If you would ever get it again and play it on the computer.
But like one thing I know about like the PS5 is that the graphics are amazing. I've seen the footage of like the demo gameplay where it's like, and yeah, I know it's a demo and they're not running anything, but like that, it has the potential to pull out some 60 FPS 4K bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Um, it's just Call of Duty.
Yeah, I mean,
Which makes me in less of a rush. Like I said, I'm enjoying World of Warcraft. And it's not like World of Warcraft is some 4K masterpiece either.
no. It it relies on something else.
Gameplay.
Yeah. Well, the gameplay is really great. People refuse to be like, no, it didn't. It like you need a like fucking Dark Souls combat and all this shit, and it's like, no, you really don't.
I would play like a MMO Dark Souls, which I think
I thought you did. I thought that's how Dark Desert Eagle, Black Desert
Black
Online
Desert.
was. Yeah, it was that kind of combat where you had to like lock on. It was active, whatever. I forget what it's called, but active playing.
I think I still want like the Dark Souls animation, like a Dark Souls MMO, like same machine, not machine. What's it called?
Mechanics.
No, not even mechanics. What's it called? Like the base of a game, like programming wise.
Now you're losing.
Same engine. Like the same,
like
the same
like the
Dark Souls
graphics?
engine, like the FromSoft, NeverSoft, or whatever.
See, the problem is that with like if we were to make Dark Souls into an MMO, right? Because it already has the multiplayer aspect.
It has
to
great
right?
multiplayer.
Yeah. It doesn't have infinite like potential, mainly because how do you make
A tank and a healer.
yeah
You don't.
or and I don't think a MMO can survive without that kind of thing.
You think so?
People always say that no, you don't need that, and I'm like, the games that don't use that don't become great.
Did
Don't
you know that
become
there is a
memorable.
multiplayer healer build in Bloodborne?
No.
I have a character that actually unlocked it, and you can't really maximize it until like you're in like New Game Plus. But when you get summoned, you're a fucking beast.
Yeah. Oh,
'Cause-
and I was.
yeah.
This is something that you talked about a while back. Is this like, if could a game survive or have a support class like a bard?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think I told you no. Yeah, but that's something different. That. Oh no. Yeah, that is correct. But I'll say it like this. For a game to even have that, it has to start it with it. You know, like WoW's not gonna work.
You're saying we can't drop. Oh, that would be such a good class.
No, because for it to be good,
No, I don't mean like it has to have like D&D bard mechanics. I just mean just throw something in the game and call it a bard.
I think they could add a class to be bard.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but it couldn't. It would have to be either. It more than likely would be like a paladin or a shaman, where it's hybrid, where it has.
Okay, I
DPS
imagine
healer.
instead of putting like shields, it would put like stamina buffs.
No. Well, yeah. Regardless of how it would work, I'm just saying, like a game like WoW couldn't just add a support, like to the fourth holy trinity, right? Of healer, DPS, and tank, right? WoW couldn't just add a fourth.
See, to me, it's
a
not.
Game has to start with it.
To me, if you put in a support class, it is not a variant on the Holy Trinity. It is a healer.
Then it's not support. It is a healer. Then you would lose its title.
I consider healing the ultimate support.
Well, healing's healing,
Exactly.
but it's not support.
I feel a hell of a lot of support if I'm fighting
Well,
dragons and my health is.
in the definition of what like a support, because support isn't.
You're thinking buffs and increases.
Yeah, it's like a because the way Bard is in like other games, especially um, D&D, they aren't a straight up direct healer. They're like a buff class.
I always thought the bard was one of the best healers in D&D.
Oh,
They have just as many healing spells as everyone else.
so how are they better?
Because a lot of their like abilities are based on bonus actions, which saves their primary action for healing. They don't have a lot of attack spells too. If you ever look at their spell list,
Yeah, I've already gone over this with you. Their best spells are the spells they get from other classes.
and only one can do that. The College of Wisdom.
No, I thought every bard could do that.
Mm-mm.
It was something secrets.
That's only in the College of Secrets or College of Whispers. College of. It's only
No, I
in
thought
one
every
of the
bard
colleges.
No,
Nope.
I thought all of them.
Because in order to get it, I had to make Jacob Todd the. Or maybe they get like 2, but you get more. Like you get like a more defined spell book. Maybe. I know you get more if you take the college the wisdom college or whatever. You might get 2 like as a default or something, but you definitely get more the other way.
Yeah, magical secrets. You get them at level 10.
And then the other one gets way more, right? Like I think they get them like at 6, 4,
Which
6, and 8 or
college?
something like that.
College of Lore, are you talking
College
about?
of Lore, that's the one I'm thinking of.
But yeah, it's additional magical secrets. You get it at level 6.
Yeah, because I think you only get like 2 if you're just a normal bard. And College of Lore is like if you really want to expand your spellbook. Which is how I made Jacob Todd. The bard that can beat anything.
But it's not even a lot. It's 4 spells. If you take Little College of Lore. But you only get the second 2 at level 10, so it's not a lot overall, but
Damn, I'm
yeah.
leading in Torghast. So, I've learned that doing 5-man Torghast runs is the best way to do it.
I found that doing one-man Torghast runs is the best way to do it.
You're wrong.
How fast can you do them in 5?
About, depending on the tank, because it's tank's choice, it can go from 40 to 20 minutes.
That's not enough of an improvement. I can do them in like 45 to 30 minutes.
Also, like no deaths.
Also, no deaths.
No, I'm saying I'm not having any deaths when I do this.
I am also saying that I can do that. Like it's not impressive.
Mine's funner because I can relax. With my team helping me.
So, I've been leveling my rogue, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'll tell you this. You were right. The entire time I was leveling my hunter, I was bitching about the hunter.
Yeah.
This entire time I've been leveling this rogue.
It's love. I told you, I had the same thing with Hexia where I was like, shit, I don't want to make a warlock. But then I made her and like I got her in my hands and I was like, this is alright. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like you where it's just like I have to have a hunter and a warrior, right? whereas you always have to have like your Death
Death
Knight.
Knight. That's it.
But unfortunately for me,
The love for
I
the
would.
the love for the hunter isn't as far as the love for the Death Knight.
Yeah, that too. And the other thing is like the way they play isn't the way they used to be. And I was playing this game 15 years ago, whereas like I feel like the Death Knight only got better.
hmm the Death Knight is, in my opinion, the Death Knight isn't as good as it used to be, but it never lost its finesse either. It never lost what makes it it. Because I can tell you the hunter isn't what it used to be.
Yeah,
It used to
it
be
is not.
pets, 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 and now it's, I don't even know. But like seeing you play, I know your pet isn't the focus anymore.
Well, it was never the focus if you weren't Beast Mastery, but it was always this like, why wouldn't you have why wouldn't you have the pet, right?
Yeah.
And it used to be a talent for marksmen to pick, like, hey, I don't want my pet, which is understandable. Like the pet, by like any like AI controlled thing in the game, it sucks.
hmm
But it was always like a thing you did. It was like one of the hallmarks of being a hunter. It was hunters were one of the only pet classes. There were only two in the game.
Yeah.
I still think the hunter is one of the more unique classes in the game, mainly because they're the only ones that use a ranged weapon, right?
hmm
And there are barely any in the game, if you really look.
Yeah.
But it's just not the same anymore. It's not what it used to be. And Warrior isn't what it used to be either. But I just fell in love with the Paladin.
Yeah, the Paladin's something special in this game. God, my little sister's dog will not stop barking at the neighbor's dog. Like, I even went. I was like, is anything out there? Nope, just the neighbor's dog.
Yeah, because you said it was in heat or something, right?
Nah, that was in heat like a few weeks ago.
They're in heat for like a month, aren't they?
Yeah, they were in heat for. She was in heat for a month. That was like a few weeks ago, like 5 weeks ago.
Hmm.
Oh, here's another cool thing about a Torghast with groups, right? You ever make like one of those really stupid, overpowered builds?
Yeah.
It's one thing if at the end of Torghast you have a stupid, overpowered build. It's another thing if at the end of Torghast 4 out of 5 of y'all have stupid, overpowered builds.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it does become exponential.
Yeah, it's a. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because like earlier I was doubling my team's damage, and now my team is starting to catch up. And the really great part is at the beginning I was the weakest, but a couple of epic.
Are you tanking it or are you DPSing it?
I'm DPSing it because the Torghast tanks in Torghast have like item levels of like 215, and they just like murder it. Like they pull like entire mobs. Like they pull like whole rooms in Torghast, like including like the rare spawn and like two like of like the bosses. They go for it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but mainly I just do them on my own because like
Yeah.
it's very rare where it like the shit lines up and I just get my ass rocked.
Mhm.
Maybe like 1 in 100 or not 100, like 1 in 10 runs. Like some like it's mainly the fire one. That's the one that always fucking.
The first
Go.
Torghast I did with Hexy yesterday was ridiculous. Like we were
You went
running
in
like
group?
full speed. Yeah, I did it in a group. and we're like running at like full speed through it. Like Hexia wasn't even having time to like cast spells before like whole groups were dead. Like it was like a fucking sprint through Torghast. I was amazed. I was like, this is how you do it. Oh shit. This is the cushy life. Yeah, but after this Torghast run, if like nothing happens, like if I don't get like an amazing quest or anything, I'm gonna go work on that shaman.
You have my gratitude, Mawwalker.
And by work on that shaman, I mean take her to go get the
I had available. We shall be on
Suramar, Nightborn.
Good luck with that.
Right? Doesn't it feel like the worst shit?
Okay. If like you gotta look it up though, because it's just like if getting the Zandalari thing was as much, then it's not that bad.
Right? Because we did it in the time it took to level it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
But
about
the
that.
thing is,
What if it's not?
no, it's more along the lines of how do I say this?
We did all the Zandalari and got 4, and we're gonna do
Yeah,
all
it was
this.
the whole place. It was the whole place, and yeah, you got 4. Suramar, I don't even, or Azuna, I don't even think you can go there from the very beginning, can you?
No, you have to work through some of the Legion campaign, I believe.
Yeah, because like that's the problem I have with it is that you can't just go there. You have to.
But
You have
there's
to do
some
some
really good
bullshit before
shaman
that.
armor in Legion.
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask you if you wanted to do some Torghast runs, or not Torghast runs, transmog runs.
Transmogs in where?
Thinking Legion or something. I don't know, because they have some really good armor. But the problem is they don't have any fucking weapons.
Oh god, you're right. Legion doesn't have weapons.
I kind of wish there was a list because of the artifact appearances you can still get,
Mm-hmm.
because you can use them as transmogs now.
Some of them, and it's class specific, right?
Yeah, but you can still go get them.
I don't know how, but I became the strongest in this group, and I'm like the lowest item level.
Oh yeah, so what I was talking about the rogue,
Uh-huh.
it's I haven't noticed that I've been leveling it. It's just been I'm playing this class and it is great.
See, that's another thing that can screw me up. I want to do the shaman because I want to do the shaman. I'm not confident about the shaman.
Well, don't. How do I put this? What? Okay, let me ask you this. What happens if? What are you gonna level it as?
Enhancement, right? It's probably the best choice because you can protect
Yeah,
yourself.
but
heal
what
yourself.
happens if you were like, it's good, but elemental's better, and you're not gonna even pick that spec because you're not a man to change specs
I
at
don't.
all.
I don't want to. Um. Oh, by the way, I can put a timer on the score gas. I started 25 minutes ago.
Ian was done.
I'm on the 5th boss. Or the 5th floor boss. So yeah, this will be a 30-minute level 8 Torghast run.
Okay. What were you saying about the?
What was I saying? Oh, shit, it might have actually been less time. Because we had to take a while to make the team. Um, I'm able to see which enemies are carrying some armor.
Nah,
Oh,
it's not worth it.
I do not want to make another caster.
See, that's the problem. Is like, what happens if?
Because you have 3 options with Shaman. You have the melee, you have the
Yeah.
caster, and you have the healer. The healer's not going to do me shit. I may level the healer later, because I think we need a healer. But
What happens if
May I tempt you with my
the elemental is just as good as your warlock? Like it feels just as good, but you're not gonna play it.
hmm,
Everything is negotiable.
Like you said earlier, you didn't want to, but then you started, and then you were like, "This is
Until our
it."
next transaction.
yeah.
because I knew I wanted to start the warrior, and I did, and in my heart I knew it wasn't it, and I got to level 14 and was just like, I'll do it later. I'll come back to this. I started my rogue. He's level 35. She's level 35 now.
Oh, she's as strong as my rogue.
Yeah, and it's just like I haven't felt it at all the entire time. I haven't been like, this isn't it. Nah, it's been it the whole time, and I'm just like, fuck. Why did I wait so long? I should have made this instead of my hunter.
Probably would have paired better with Exia.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like, it would be better in PvP too, because it's a rogue, right? Everything like rogue's just dirty to begin with.
It would be weird though, because normally, if that were like a PvP team, oh shit. If that were a PvP team, normally the rogue would be the burst, and then the warlock would be the dots. When that one, it would be dot rogue, warlock burst.
Yeah.
Oh my god, our team had their first death, and it was me.
That doesn't surprise me.
I was just standing in the AoE. I was so fucking confident. Why am I taking so much damage? Heals? Can I get a heal? Thank you. It was on the final boss. It's fine. He died again. Man, I look like a bitch in this last one. The only one that's doing good though is the not melee character, because this boss has so much like melee shit. All right, so my other Torghast is done. All I gotta do is that Jaina quest. This is a really good team. Too bad they're doing the next room without me. Because I already did the next room. Alright, time for Jaina. Yeah, so I think what I'm just going to do is I'm going to kind of get the feel of the shaman. See what's up.
Do it.
Smelted into raw material for the jailer's vile creations.
So I went to Warlords.
Yeah. As you do.
It's a pretty good place. Leveling's pretty great. But I've hit the spot where... Also, I've never seen the Horde side of Warlords.
Yeah.
Man, that dude's stupid.
What dude?
Duratan's brother.
Gurar? What's his name?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's an idiot. And Draka's not that impressive either.
It almost feels like Draka was like kind of hitting on Thrall.
There's a little bit of that. Also, Duratan's a fucking G. We have to go save my stupid brother. He knows nothing about strategy.
I mean, he did succeed in the plan he did.
Yeah, running head first in and killing.
I mean...
If he ever died, that plan would have failed. He didn't die.
Every plan he did do did work.
He's lucky he's an apt fighter, or he'd be garbage.
Yeah.
He's the Zap Brannigan of orcs. Leela, with me, every mission's a suicide mission.
It's like a true hero.
You see, the robots had made one grave error. You see, every killbot has a kill limit. So I sent wave after wave of men until the battle was over. Ah, that was a sad day for robots. But we can always build more robots, or we can always make more killbots.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The other thing about like writers in WoW,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think the problem is a lot of them aren't the original writers, right? They're the new guys because the other guys wrote it like 15, 20 years ago, and we're like,
More.
yeah, and they
98?
left not even because Blizzard was bad company, but just because they wanted to move on, right?
What do you?
So they, what?
Well, no, keep on going. But I have a question after that.
So they had this whole thing of like orcs, having the society of like warriors, a warrior race, right? No matter what, of like male or female, and they kind of forgot that and went like, "Hey, Thrall, you're married now. Make your bitch sit at home taking care of the kids. You know how well, she was a shaman, right?
She was a really powerful shaman, canonically.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, shamans are great.
Hey, here's a question.
Take those shoes off that bitch, make her sit in the kitchen, and get her pregnant.
Here's a question.
What?
Thrall left. Not Deep the Maelstrom. Remember?
Yeah.
After Cataclysm, Thrall said it was his job to cure the Maelstrom.
Yeah.
He left the Maelstrom after Garrosh got out of hand and went to Warlords, and he said, "Garrosh is my mistake. I have to go settle it." Right? You notice how instead of going back to the Maelstrom, he retired. Yeah, no, fuck that hole in the planet that I was the only hope for.
Yeah, they kind of abandoned that too.
There's just a spinning orb of chaos in the center of the planet, and no one's talking about it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that was always there.
It's been there for 10,000 years, I know. But it got bigger when Deathwing came out.
Maybe enough time has healed it.
Nope, it's got
Because that was
bigger.
the whole point. That was a big quote at the end of like, now that the elements are not raging anymore, the time to heal. What was it between Cataclysm and
Pandaria.
Warlords? One expansion, right?
Mm-hmm. Which was, I think, canonically like 2 years.
Magic. Magic heals all wounds. Literally.
Not in Berserk.
Well, and well, they do.
In Berserk, he gets hit by a god, like a literal god, and he gets soul wounded. And he straight up has like a bleeding wound coming out of his soul.
Uh-huh.
No, that's the end of that story.
Well, I mean,
I think it's even like scar tissue on his soul now. But he got slapped by a god. Like,
what are you gonna do?
I feel like if you get slapped by like a very rapey god, then you got to be happy that you're only soul wounded.
I thought there weren't gods in
Demigod? There is a god in Berserk.
Yeah, it's that big heart thing in the middle of the maelstrom looking place, right?
Nope. It's this weird
is that?
space baby thing.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. I think it is in the maelstrom though. It's funny though, because the confirmation that baby is God is the baby going like, "What are you?" I guess in your words, you'd call me God. And Guts is like, "I hate you," and he's like, "Yeah, I know." I don't blame you, dude. You've had a tough life.
But I'm not gonna fix it.
He's not gonna fix it. In Guts' world, the God is very neutral. And it's like the morality of man that has turned the tables.
Yeah, I mean that always solves the problem, right? Of like,
God is a neutral party. It's men that are evil.
yeah, and
Mhm.
there's a couple of versions of God in storytelling where God can't comprehend man's suffering because that he didn't create that, man created that for himself.
Mhm. Yeah, that's pretty much what's
Which
going on.
I do like that concept where it's our fault that we're suffering because we're shitty to each other.
Yeah.
Which is better than, yes, I did create suffering. You guys are shitty to each other because I made that happen.
I programmed you to be shitty.
There is like, no, I gave you I give you the options. I give you the capacity to do either. You chose. Which, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, is the better choice. Is the correct way to write God.
To this day, I still don't know why you chose that way. So this legendary does so good on Frost, I don't think I'm going to make the Frost legendary. Because my Frost AoE is ridiculous. And then there's like one common, um, like buff, like Anima Core in Torghast that like makes the damage of your plagues go up by 15%.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get the super strain and you're putting like 4 plagues and they're all up by 15%, and then you have the conduit that raises the strength of your plagues. It's like, damn, my AoE is just fucking. It's not quite like a warlock like stream of dots, but it's up
But it's
there.
up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched this video. I told you, right? These guys. There's a video, this channel that rates like all the classes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the great things about when they rate the tanks, one of them is the tank and the other one's the healer. So that's how they rate them. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that's really great. They were talking about the paladin, right? And I was just like, man, none of the legendaries make me more tanky, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I'm like, am I wrong? Am I not? Did I just not pick the right one? And they literally go, yeah. So all the all the prop paladin legendaries are dog shit. And I'm like, great, thank you. That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Confirmation.
We'll see. Like even the legendary I had, it was more of an issue of.
Yeah,
I
doesn't it
think.
make you do more damage?
Yeah, we counted, and it was like I have like 7 mitigations, but I don't need mitigation. My armor comes with my rotation, so there's ways to help, but it's not necessary. One thing that I was struggling with though was holding aggro, and once I get this legendary, I'm doing so much like just passive dot damage that aggro doesn't go anywhere,
Yeah.
which is great.
So the problem with prop paladins
Mm-hmm.
is their main form of mitigation is something called Shield of the Righteous, which
Yeah.
lasts 3 seconds, but it takes like on average 5 seconds for you to get enough holy power to cast it again.
Yeah.
So it's not really great, and it's incredibly hard to keep it up 100% of the time, no matter what, no matter how good you are, because the only way to keep it up a lot is to have procs, and those aren't guaranteed because they're procs, right?
Yeah.
And it's not even a great mitigation. It gives you like a decent amount of armor, but it's not infinite. It's not even shield block. Like that's what people, apparently other prop paladins want more than anything, is this that if our Shield of the Righteous, which is our main rotation, just gave us more block, we'd probably be better tanks. But I guess Blizzard's whole thought is that prop paladins do some of the most damage out of all
Yeah.
the tanks.
Yeah. Here's my defense against paladins. I think next to Death Knights, they are the best tank, and they're two. I think they have a rivalry in tanking due to the fact that The Blood Death Knight is good at keeping himself alive and controlling the field, right? The Prot Pally is good at keeping himself and his team alive because he has healing options. Not a lot, but you can if necessary, right? And while you may not be able to control the field, your maneuverability and your ability to spread across the field is bigger than the Death Knights. You're a lot
Yeah.
more mobile. As you can see, like when you outrun
Which is
me every
something
time.
because like
Mhm.
Paladin is notoriously one of the least mobile tanks.
Yeah,
But then again, we're talking about
the
versus
Death Knight who doesn't even move.
yeah,
My
and
normal rotation.
they're two like the Paladin and the Blood Death Knight are the least mobile.
Mobile.
But then we're comparing them to
The warrior who has
Monk.
charges, rogues that can, monks that can teleport, demon hunters that can fucking teleport and shit.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. How the fuck am I supposed to do this quest?
But I think pound for pound, even though both of them lack mobility, they're the two strongest tanks.
Oh, this is how I'm supposed to do it.
But another thing going down with them is okay. So you need mobility because a lot of your main moves are AOE's, right? So you don't need to set down your concentration. You can put a concentration if you want to.
No, I
But
need to. It's part of how
yeah,
Paladins work.
yeah, I know. But like, you could still hold aggro.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Tremor Beast Heart. Primary stat increases by 15%, and you regenerate 1,700 health every 5 seconds. The 15% boost in strength.
Strength is your biggest stat.
Yeah. But the Death Knight is meant to stand in one place. And you know that because one of his primary rotations is Death and Decay. And it has a 30-second cooldown.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah. Which means that I pull the enemies to me, and I stand there for 30 seconds. And
Yeah, which is bad because like the way the mythics are working. I mean, that's great in raids and shit. It's just that you have to kite in mythics and higher key mythics because you are getting hit too hard to just stand there and tank like you used to back in the day.
so
You have to kite everything.
if next time I ever tank with you or anything like that, you'll notice that when I tank, I throw my Death and Decay and I move back and forth a lot, kind of like I'm in PvP.
Mm-hmm.
That's because I've gotten this rhythm of bosses that throw down these area of effects, like these explosions on the floor that are maybe like 5 yards wide or 5 feet wide, whatever, in game,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm constantly moving left and right, because I'm so used to kiting those blasts, but staying in the radius of Death and Decay. So if you wonder what that tick is, why I don't stop moving, it's because I'm dancing in the circle of Death and Decay. And like
Yeah,
even
your Death in the Cave is like huge compared to
Consecration.
my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of these things where like on stream right now, like I'm doing Torghast. Every time I throw a Death and Decay, I'm doing this weird like rock back and forth spinning. But
Are you
I'm
by yourself or are you with?
I'm doing the Jaina quest, which is nothing. So I didn't think of pulling a team or anything. Because getting Jaina out is like,
You're supposed to do it, so there's no way you can fail at it.
yeah, there's no way to fail at it. But yeah, so like I throw a Death and Decay down, and I'm moving, but I'm never leaving the radius of Death and Decay. And I know I have a giant Death and Decay like due to like buffs, but I still like instinctively stay in like the middle radius. It's bad. But this is because I've been a Blood Death Knight since Cataclysm, and I never
Yeah.
switched. So like those old habits never went away because, yeah. The other one that's good with that or bad with that is Warrior, because they have a lot of sweeps and AOE as well. But they're not. Theirs aren't area effects. Theirs are What would you call it if it's not like an area of effect, but it is like a radius,
It's a cleave effect.
like a cleave? Yeah, so they have a lot of like sweeps and cleaves. Um, they're really good at the way I play, but because of the mobility and everything. So like I'm used to staying moving, but it becomes like a thing of redundancy where as long as I'm staying next to the enemy, it's fine. I also figured out how to do these chain puzzles.
How?
Each one of them has like two possibilities at staying open.
Mm-hmm.
So if you cycle through them properly, should switch. Yep, there we go. Um, how do I explain it? So every time you click it, it has two locks and two closes. So there's like 4 cycles. So I don't know if you ever clicked it twice and it stays the same color.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because it's got 2 locks and 4 cycles. So if you rotate through it, and let's say you figure out where the locks are, it will always flip the one next to it. But sometimes it has the same color. So you may click it twice, and it may flip the one next to it, but it stays the same color. So you think, okay, only one changed this time. That's funny. But really, it's always flipping the 2 around it. So all you have to do is get 2 next to each other on one side or 2 next to each other on the other side, and then just keep cycling through the first one and the second one, first one and second one, so you get it.
Is that just for that one? What about the what about the ones that only have
Like one fat one.
yeah.
It's a similar trick. I would have to see it, but it's also a similar trick. Like I also figured out how to do that one. The only tank I have to give credit to, and I don't want to, is Demon Hunter. But
Uh-huh.
I don't think they are a skill-based tank. I think
not?
their abilities are so good at tanking. Like they have like very overpowered abilities in my opinion for tanking.
Uh-huh.
So I think the skill, what's it called? Like the skill gap or whatever, like
The skill cap.
the skill cap you need for it is like the lowest of all the tanks. Because you have all this movement, right, in case you need to get somewhere. You have all these AoEs just constantly throwing off AoEs. And let's say everything goes to shit. You have your big tank form, your big meaty tank thing, in case of emergencies tank, you know? And I know part of the argument would be like, doesn't the Blood Death Knight and doesn't the Paladin have one, especially the Paladin with his wings? And it's like,
It's not a damage mitigation, it's a damage
yeah,
buff.
but the point is, when we use our abilities like that, they are big 3-minute cooldowns. The the Demon Hunter can keep that on for a long time.
Yeah.
Like in a dungeon, you'll see them look more like that more times than not. For us, when we do it, we get 6 seconds of power. You want to play 6 seconds in heaven?
I got you for 3 minutes of playtime.
Oh, man. That's a pretty nice... What does he say?
Impression?
I don't know. He says something like, that's a pretty nice whatever. Oh, no. Your impression's awful.
Yes, of course it is.
No, it's like, that's a pretty nice shirt or whatever. Did your husband get it for you?
Back in the day when you can make gay jokes like that.
Oh my god, you're right. That is a gay joke. I always loved the episode of South Park where they tried to renounce like the word faggot Or no, not faggot. They try to change the word fag to stop meaning like a homosexual slur and start meaning like some asshole who's like riding a Harley.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because they go, all right, put it this way: you see two guys making out. What do you say? Whatever. All right, some guy, you're driving down the road and some asshole in a Harley cuts you off. What do you say? Fag. Yeah, exactly.
For you, I
They're like,
offer only the finest.
I don't even think like being gay is an insult. Like, what's the problem with that? And everyone's like, oh my god, you're right. And then like they like legally like change like the Webster dictionary to
Hmm.
specifically mean instead of like a homosexual slur, it means like some asshole who cuts you off in a Harley.
I mean, that's all you need, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if I
That,
can
I mean, that's how words work.
if I can go up to you and like give you a scenario and the first word you say we both agree on like with no communication, I think that word has a different meaning than what we think.
But they won't.
Like I was talking to my little brother and I was like, you know, a few years ago, LOL used to mean lots of love.
When?
It used to mean lots of love. Like I want to say like in the early 2000s, like when the internet was starting.
I don't remember. I was there. It did not mean that.
Yeah, it did.
Enough of this.
I want to say like this is like in 2006, like when emo was a thing. I beat the boss too fast, and they had to stop the health so Jaina could get the kill.
What's this? Another one of your games.
They-
I
Oh, okay,
suppose.
you're wrong.
What?
Tormenting
LOL
me
used to
with
mean
visions
lots of love in the
horror champions
60s.
to aid
Something
you?
like that.
Or were you hoping to see
Before
a
the
fight?
internet.
Yes.
Yeah.
No doubt you want me to think this portal is a way out, when in truth it leads deeper into this accursed tower. But what choice
I want to
do
say
I
it even
have
meant it like up into
except
2000s, because
Right.
laugh out loud wasn't always a
No,
thing.
isn't it? Yes.
No, it started in the early
I saw you
2000s.
use the
Yeah.
Waystone to escape. It seems so long ago. If I attune my teleportation spell to your ability to leave the maw, I can finally be free of this place. Unless this is just the cruelest trick of all.
Remember, I don't know. Oh, you didn't do the Jaina quest here.
Torghast? Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. On my paladin.
Did you do? Okay, so you did on your paladin, right? When you do the Jaina quest on your paladin on the Alliance, she's like, "Oh, I knew the Alliance would come to save me, right?"
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. When you do it on a Horde, she goes, "Why are you tormenting me with the vision of a Horde champion? Were you trying to aid me, or do you want me to start a fight?" I'm really glad it's different.
It's all it needs, right?
Yeah.
One word of dialogue and it's completely different.
Mm-hmm. I just got the new best tank legendary. Well, it's an arguable best tank legendary. They still say that Super Strain is the best one, but like barely.
I heard the video I saw, they were all comparable and none of them. It's all about upping your damage. It's not about becoming better at tanking. It's just about your damage. That's all it is.
Yeah, and the reason I like Super Strain is because holy shit, is it easy just to hold it down now. Like even you had trouble like ripping aggro off me when I got Super Strain.
Yeah. I think the only reason why I was able to do it is because like my character, my paladin is just fucking insane gear compared.
Yeah. All right, so I got one quest to turn in. Everything is done on the Death Knight. We're gonna sit down, and we're gonna go to Suramar. I got a debate on who I'm bringing. Part of me is like, do I really want to?
Will aid you as best I can.
Do I really want to do this enhancement shaman? And another part of me is like, you know what's gonna be really sick? It doesn't matter what I do now. If for my next trick I turn my mage into a
Thank the
fucking
light you're alive.
Nightborn,
It is good to see you safe, Jaina. Though my wounds are healing,
right? Because the Nightborn mage is amazing.
the horrors of the
Yeah, it makes sense
still
canonically.
haunt me.
Yeah, I'll drop the money on that.
Understand. Any news of Anduin?
But how hot are they?
We need to return to Torghast.
Well-
For you, they have to be a certain amount of hot.
You need
Well,
Holy
Alright.
shit!
I'm gonna stop the Death Knight stream right here because I'm recording.
Yeah.
And